Okay, here's an interview I didn't expect to happen. I didn't think I'd be sat in the P&J Live Arena on Friday talking to this cat, Mr. Billy Mackenzie. Billy,
How did we end up here?
Yes.
Yeah. How did it happen?
Because you're not here to spectate.
No.
You are racing.
I was going to spectate. That was the original plan. I was going to come up on the Saturday with my team and just spectate. Because, we're happy to have you guys up here. Like all the mouthing off I done on the podcast. Everyone's listening. Scotland's getting more of a hit these days. And we're here at the PJ Live Arena in Aberdeen. And you know what? It's one of the best arenas on the calendar for sure. So we're just showing you how it's done up here. And the track looks good. But yeah, I'm riding.
I actually can't believe
listen,
that you are.
The way I thought about it, right, was I was going to come spectate, but I need the laps. It's too cold. Like, thanks for coming to Scotland. Like, we do know that you guys have to put up with the weather.
Yeah, but you
somewhat.
You always travel down to
exactly. And you know what? I was talking to someone in the pits, but all you have to do is put up with it slightly wetter, slightly colder. But the positives are there's less traffic, beautiful scenery, fresh air. And you know what? You did climb north. We are in Aberdeen, and so it's quite far above Edinburgh in the Central Belt, which is it's just above Hadrian's Wall. But you seem quite happy to get to that point. But yeah.
By the way, the Scottish Tourist Board paying you because you're selling it.
Listen,
you're selling it.
Listen, I am I'm the King of Scotland, they work for me.
King of Scotland, Scottish Jesus. Divine intervention has put you here.
All of it, so.
So come on, how
did it happen?
When did you think I'm going to go and do an Arenacross?
It was last night.
He's not joking.
No, basically, so I knew I had to get riding because the season's fast approaching. I've just come back from Australia. I haven't rode the bike since since the last round of the Scottish Championship at Clayshant. So I've not had a lot of bike time, but I need it because, the season's fast approaching. I was like, what better way to get some laps in on my brand new KX450 than the Arenacross? They've custom built an indoor track in Aberdeen right on my doorstep. And then I got the invite and I'm like, you know what? All I need is a bike. So I called Tommy's team. I'm like, listen, you've got a pair of injured riders right now. Like, I know a guy that might want to take your bike for a ride. I said, but the conditions are.
I can only imagine this.
The conditions are.
I can imagine it now.
I will finish the AX series for you, but I'm taking Tommy's bike with me after it. And I want it for bottom price because it's a second-hand, used, unlucky, crashed 450.
Right.
So that was the deal.
I should imagine that conversation went down a storm.
It was fun. It was a bit back and forth. I was trying my best. I'm like, well, you know what? I am £5 per cc to turn up anywhere. Right, that's
your going rate.
That's my going rate.
Right.
So when I added it all up and I figured it all out, and we had a bit of haggling. I was prepared to take Tommy's broken bike, his unlucky horse, with me and compete the season on it. But it didn't really work out that way. And in the end, I didn't really need it. The team at Modu, they piped up.
Yeah, they help you loads
all the time, mate. And so we struck a deal with Drysdale's last night, which is one of the big Scottish distributors right now. So, first of all, I just had to get the bike. So we went to Drysdale's. I met Thomas there. We walked in. We got them told. Ross Burge was on the phone. I was doing all the phone calls. I was like, look, how much can I get a bike for and when can I get it? They're like, there's one on the showroom at Drysdale's. You can get it tomorrow. So I slept on it. And I was talking to everyone in the background, like Matt Bates and everyone. I was really just being like, should I go do this? I haven't rode the bike for X amount of months. I didn't even have a bike. No. I was about to break out the CR500.
Oh my God.
Because that was the only thing that was rolling around. Yeah. So anyway, long story short, I'm here. I've got a brand new KX450 2024 model.
You picked up, it's now Friday. You picked it up yesterday on the way up.
Now, even after picking it up, I still wasn't sure if I was going to ride. I was just sending pictures to everyone, just being like, well, I've got a bike now. But I had to go and eat because I don't like making decisions on an empty stomach. So we all went and had a proper big curry, me and my team, and we all sat down. And once we had fed ourselves, we were like, right, so what we're going to do then? I was like, well, I either go home and sleep, and they're like, no, we'll get you a hotel. So stayed at Dundee last night, had the new bike, and then just drove up here in the morning. And I still wasn't even sure if I was even going to do it.
But this I do know. So it's so seat of the pants stuff. You haven't packed a bag.
Oh, no.
Literally, you've only
Yeah,
the
tell 'em.
clothes that you're in
Yeah,
for the
like,
next 2 days, unless somebody brings you some clothes up.
yeah, so it was weird because in the back of my mind, like when I left my place to come and collect a new bike, I did do a repeat visit to my storage place and grab the forks and my handlebars off of my old bike because I'm like, look, a brand new standard stock Kawasaki it could get round there and I could make it go round, but I would prefer to go through those whoops with a stiffer front end. So, you know, I'd obviously pre-done it. Like there was the numbskulls in my head telling me, take your suspension, take your bars. So they were in the van, and when I did see the new bike, I did fall in love with it a little bit. It's a really sexy looking Kawasaki they've produced this year.
So he's running literally at this point, no graphics, no numbers on his bike
No.
yet. He's got to go and find like a hardware store and buy some wheelie bin numbers,
duct
probably,
tape or
keep it old school.
Yeah. But
no hotel. You don't know where you're staying after the event.
Look,
so you was even on about that you might crash in here if you can.
Nah, well, you know, like that's a last ditch effort, but my team will look after me. They always do, and they're excited that I'm riding. So they were working today because it's Friday, and you know what? That was another thing. I was doing all my negotiations, and I was really like up for it. But when I realised it was Friday, Saturday, I just in my head I was just ran out of time. I was like, I'm not going to be able to do this. Like I needed that extra day. But you know, once I just called my team at Modu, they're like, if you need a bike, we'll get you a bike. I'm like, I was trying to get one for a deal and a price, and I was trying to like slot in somewhere within the industry. Like, no, we'll just get you the bike. Like, let's just go. He goes, you need the laps. I'm like, that's all I need. I just need that motivation from the team, and they're all finishing work early tonight so they can get up here and watch me get round there.
Such a great story.
It is fun, isn't it?
Listen, you know, you're still a racer. You want to win. Age has nothing to do with it. By admission, you're now the wrong side of 40, really. To be a competitive motocross rider to a degree.
Yes.
But you just love being out there.
The thing about the practices is it's quite a nice feeling to be in amongst it with the other riders, knowing that I have the experience to go through the whoops, because you know I see them struggling out there. They've not hit those whoops as many times as I have, because you know I did my season in Australia and
you did a lot.
I've done Supercross, so it's a nice feeling to be this age, still able to do it on a brand new bike with a good fork setting, and just go ride my bike.
Let's talk about, you've been out, you've done basically ran the bike in simultaneously whilst trying to put quick laps in. Your aggregate time over two is pretty tidy.
Well, look, after the first one, because I basically just went and got round because it's the brand new bike. It's still got the standard shock on, which is soft. Like there's no doubt about it. So I need to tweak it a little bit. But I got around the first session, and I wasn't aware that it was timed. I was aware that it was timed, but I didn't know that it was going to.
The two together,
yeah. So I was a bit slow in the first one. Got round, felt comfortable, felt balanced, and then the second one I had a little bit more of a go. And my lap time was a lot better. And I really thought, I was like, oh cool, I'm going to have a good qualifying position, but apparently it's an average of both. So it doesn't matter. Like, I'm having fun out there, and that's the main thing. Like, the bike feels comfortable. I've got all my fresh kit on. Thanks, FTA. Got some new sponsors on this year. You know what? The team got me a bike yesterday. We done a little deal with Drysdale, so they're on it now. And I'm here. And I'm riding around there. So
I'm so looking forward to this, probably more than you. When we get you out there tonight, obviously, you know, because you will be quality to talk to in front of all the Scottish fans. And
that's another reason I'm doing it. I'm promoting Scotland as much as I can this year, you know, because been and done it all across the world. I'm just so happy to be home doing it in my back garden, especially when there's events like this happening like consistently now. So you know, it's great to give back to all my sponsors, everyone that's helped me, plus all the kids, you know, looking up to me and looking up to John Adamson and the other Scottish riders. We have to go out there and perform. And you know what? It's a fun event, and the track's safe, and it's fun. Yeah. It's just a really fun track. So there's a couple of sections out there.
I was just going to bring that up. Are we going to see the triple later on? Because you were eyeing that up.
Mate, I do it in my sleep. But, you know, like just taking in everything, you know, I haven't rode the bike for a long time. I do need to sort of warm up, and I do need to do it a bit more consistently, but today's the day. Like, I got my new bike yesterday at 4:30. I had dinner at, I think, 6:30, and then it was about 7, 8 o'clock. I was like, okay, I'm going to sleep here tonight. I'll drive up there in the morning.
It's a cool story. Well, look.
Yeah, thanks, man.
You need to go and get some food because you haven't eaten.
He's
here. He's in the house. Billy Mac.
Happy to be here as well. It's really
King of
fun.
Scotland, Scottish Jesus, whatever
you want to call it.
Whatever one of his many nicknames.
Nicknames, yeah.
He's in the house, and hopefully he's going to rock it.
Yeah, well, look, I felt comfortable out there, so a couple of good starts and just try and find a bit of space on the track, and I'll bring it home. I'll get round.
Go on, mate.
Thanks,
There you
guys.
go, Billy Mackenzie.
Cheers.